Godzilla x Kong 3 Age of Monsters is set to be the ultimate monster showdown, and guess what? Dan Stevens is coming back. The ending of Godzilla x Kong gave Kong a sidekick, but didn't do the same for Godzilla. Hopefully, that'll be fixed in the next movie. Talks about a third Godzilla x Kong movie started well before The New Empire was even released. Director Adam Wingard has already shown interest in making a third film featuring both Titans, but mentioned it depended on how The New Empire performed and how things shaped up. He also mentioned that they had discussed ideas for the next installment, and that if he returned to direct, he would take a different approach. Wingard even suggested that the next film could potentially focus more on Godzilla's perspective, similar to how The New Empire focused on Kong. Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire earned $196.4 million in the US and Canada and $375.5 million in other regions, bringing its total worldwide earnings to $571.9 million. As of 2024, it holds the record as the highest-grossing Godzilla film ever. After the film's box office success, producer Mary Parent of Legendary said they were in a good position to continue, but they'd wait to see how Godzilla x Kong plays out. On May 10, 2024, Legendary announced that David Callahan, who wrote early drafts for Godzilla, would write the follow-up to The New Empire. However, the following week, they revealed Wingard wouldn't return to direct due to scheduling conflicts, though they remained open to having him back in the future. In June 2024, Legendary confirmed Grant Sputor, the director of I Am Mother, would take the helm, and the film would be released on March 26, 2027. Now, recently we have got news that Trapper will be back. Stevens' Trapper was such a blast in the last Godzilla x Kong movie, so it's awesome to know he'll be back in the new one. Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire was a ridiculously fun ride when it dropped last year, and a big part of that was Dan Stevens. His character Trapper brought some of the most entertaining moments, like that hilarious dental surgery scene with Kong. If you love Trapper or Dan Stevens in general, here's some great news. According to The Hollywood Reporter, he's in talks to return for the sequel to New Empire. Some of the human characters from the MonsterVerse have made return appearances, so Stevens coming back would keep that tradition alive. Right now, he's the only returning actor, and one of just 2 confirmed for the film. Earlier this year, Caitlin Dever from No One Will Save You was added as a brand new character for the threequel, which is said to balance the monsters and humans a bit more. After The New Empire, it's about time for Anguirus to make its long-awaited MonsterVerse debut. While he was originally introduced as an enemy to Godzilla, Anguirus has become one of the most popular allies. Despite that, he's still yet to make an official appearance in any of the MonsterVerse films. With characters like Mothra, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mechagodzilla already in the mix, fans are wondering when Anguirus will finally show up in a TV show or movie. He's one of the most high-profile Toho monsters Legendary hasn't used yet, along with other notable ones like Destoroyah and Gigan. The longer the MonsterVerse continues, the higher the chances that Anguirus will eventually make an appearance. And with Godzilla x Kong now behind us, the need for Anguirus to team up with Godzilla on the big screen has never been greater. Kong now has something Godzilla doesn't, a sidekick. In Godzilla x Kong, the ending changed things for Kong in a big way. While both Godzilla and Kong were seen as loners due to the idea that they were the last of their kind, Kong's situation is different now. Not only does he have a whole society of great apes to lead, but he also appears to have formed a bond with the MonsterVerse's Shimo. The shot of Kong riding her hints at a new relationship that could play a big part in future films. By freeing Shimo from Scar King's control, Kong seems to have earned her loyalty, which could make for some interesting dynamics going forward. By taking this route, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire set up a thrilling future where Kong rides into battle on Shimo, now a loyal ally. However, this exciting development for Kong highlights a big contrast. Godzilla is still very much a solo act. Sure, he shares a symbiotic bond with Mothra, the benevolent titan who shows up when the world is in danger, but it's not quite the same as the fun partnerships he had with Rodan and Anguirus during the Showa era. In some of Godzilla's 1960s and 1970s films, he was often seen teaming up with other monsters. In Invasion of Astro Monster, Godzilla and Rodan were practically friends, fighting side by side. He had a similar relationship with Anguirus in Godzilla vs. Gigan, where the Ankylosaurus-like kaiju actually took orders from Godzilla and helped set up some epic tag team moves. With Shimo now on Kong's side in Godzilla x Kong, the MonsterVerse has the potential to craft its own version of these partnerships. Unfortunately, it seems like this will benefit Kong, not Godzilla. Anguirus would make the perfect partner for Godzilla in the MonsterVerse, and here's why he's a better fit than Mothra or Rodan. Mothra, while an iconic ally, isn't the best choice for a consistent sidekick. She has the aura of a mystical being who shows up when needed but doesn't stick around for adventures or act as a permanent companion. This wouldn't align well with Godzilla's usual dynamic, and it doesn't feel right to have her as his everyday sidekick. Rodan, on the other hand, has had a history with Godzilla, but the fact that he only bowed down to Godzilla when Ghidorah lost could raise some doubts about his loyalty. Why is he really on Godzilla's side? Anguirus, however, doesn't come with any baggage. The MonsterVerse could depict him as a true, loyal ally to Godzilla, much like how he was portrayed in Godzilla vs. Gigan and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. In these films, Anguirus and Godzilla shared a deep bond, so much so that Anguirus could immediately recognize Mechagodzilla, disguised as Godzilla, as an imposter. Anguirus also worked well as a team player, making the most of his abilities, such as his rolling attack, to complement Godzilla's strengths. This kind of teamwork would be the perfect fit for Godzilla in future MonsterVerse films, offering a balance to Kong's sidekick dynamic while also paying homage to Anguirus' legacy in the Toho films. The MonsterVerse already has a great setup for introducing Anguirus, thanks to a subtle but important Easter egg in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Having Anguirus by Godzilla's side in Godzilla vs. Kong 3 would be a great counter to the Kong-Shimo duo from Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. Together, they could form a powerful Titan team for the movie's final showdown. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because if you don't, Godzilla and his sidekick will destroy your city. Just kidding. But please hit that like and subscribe button for more updates coming on this. See you next time.